Now the chair recognizes Ms. Greene for 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Who's?
It's me.
Ms. Crockett.
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
Chairman, I make a motion to strike those words.
I don't think that's
Hold on.
I'm trying to find clarification on what qualifies.
Chairman, motion to strike those words.
I had no idea what you just said.
Total annihilation. Jasmine Crockett fired back at Marjorie Taylor Greene so hard that even MTG's own party couldn't hold back their laughter. Crockett hit her with a parliamentary clapback so sharp it left the Oversight Committee looking like a circus that just lost its main clown. Talk about putting someone in their place and throwing away the key. Look, I genuinely don't even know where to begin with this one, you guys. Every single time I think, okay, surely this is the floor, right? They can't possibly sink any lower. The House Oversight Committee says, hold my beer, and proves me wrong. What we just watched wasn't a legislative hearing. It was a complete, unmitigated meltdown. I mean, seriously, these are elected officials paid by our tax dollars acting like they're in a high school cafeteria brawl instead of, oh, I don't know, governing the country. But look, out of this absolute dumpster fire, Representative Jasmine Crockett gave us an absolute masterclass in how to dismantle bad faith, regressive politics using their own damn rule book. We have got to talk about this.
We're not gonna do this. Look, you guys earlier literally just
you just voted to do it.
Y'all did it first, so you don't want to talk about it.
Voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at calm down. Calm down.
No, because this is what y'all do.
Proceeding.
So I'm trying to get
Ms.
clarification.
Crockett, you're not recognized. Ms.
I can't hear
Crockett.
you with your yelling.
You don't want
calm
me to
down.
Be,
Can
no,
you please calm
don't
down?
tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise,
down.
and then
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman,
if I
can
come
we
and
send
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a problem.
Mr.
Order.
Chairman.
Chair,
I don't know why
okay.
you're
Order.
acting
Chair
like
now
that.
recognizes
Not cute.
Ms. Greene for 4 minutes and 21 seconds. 4 minutes. Let Ms. Greene talk, and then you all can. I'll recognize.
But I moved to strike her words for a second time based on her second set of personal remarks attacking another member.
Who? Chairman Comer.
Because you all cannot
I have an
seem
amendment at
to
the desk,
apply
and this
the
sideshow
rules of the
needs to
committee.
stop.
We have to do this every time.
Okay, I'm recognized. I'm recognized. I'm going to go ahead and start talking.
Look, I know. Look, I don't know if you've noticed it. I have 2 hearing aids. I'm very deaf. I'm not understanding. Everybody's yelling. I'm doing the best I can. Can we not recognize Ms. Greene and let her get?
We cannot because of the rules of the committee, Mr. Chair. That is what I'm trying to communicate in the present moment.
We have a okay, what's the motion?
The motion is to strike the gentlelady's words for the second set of remarks, not the first, the second. That apply to me.
She has no idea. I think, Mr. Chairman, I'm the only one recognized right now.
We objected at the time.
Will the member state the word she wishes struck?
She told me, or she asserted that I was not intelligent. These are the specific words. We can have it read by the clerk.
It was made immediately.
And it was made immediately. I am not moving now.
I don't think it was
I am not moving now.
It was made immediately, both by the gentlelady and by me.
Mr. Chair, it was made immediately.
It was made immediately, both by the gentlelady and by
return
me.
to us.
Yes.
She said, you don't have the intelligence to talk to me, is what she said.
The chair recognizes Ms. Greene for 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, what is happening with the ruling?
I object to the ruling now.
We must object.
I mean, if you want to take it up.
All right. Back in order. The committee will come back to order. The chair rules to strike the words that Ms. Greene said, where she said that Ms. Ocasio-Cortez was not.
That she lacked the intelligence to speak to her when, in fact, Ms.
Ocasio-Cortez
is a brilliant member.
Get anything on me.
No, we should be on the record with what was happening.
Okay, we struck the words that she said, you're not intelligent. Are we good on that?
No.
The words have been struck.
No, it was,
no.
It was to take the words down.
Yeah, we're
Mr.
good.
Chairman.
Coleman, you're out of order. Listen.
Mr. Chairman, her motion was to take her words down, not to strike the words.
It was to strike the words. That's what Ms. Ocasio-Cortez asked. Okay. Now,
which is to take them down.
There's no such
Which is to take them down.
Which is to take them down.
Which is to take them down. They've been taken down.
All right, then that means that Ms. Greene has to leave the committee.
Mr. Goldman, you're out of order. Now, I want everyone to let's comply with decorum. The chair recognizes
Mr. Chairman.
Ms. Greene from,
her words were taken down.
No, her words were taken down. That means she cannot speak.
The chair recognizes.
If her words are stricken, she cannot speak in this hearing.
Term. I can't speak for any other term as I'm only in my sophomore term. And we dealt with improper payments. And interestingly enough, our chairwoman, who is so passionate about this today, she missed every single one of those improper payment hearings. But just to be clear, I was there, so I don't want anyone to believe that Democrats just come to work and don't plan to do work. In fact, I'm trying to figure out exactly what it is that the Republicans believe our job is, because right now they have relinquished their constitutional duties over to an unelected bureaucrat, someone who no one went out to vote for. And absolutely, he is occupying the Oval Office, as we saw yesterday. And that is a first for me, to see someone occupying the Oval Office who's never actually been elected to the Oval Office and actually answering more questions than the person that allegedly got elected. But for whatever reason, this is the first time we're having a DOJ subcommittee hearing, and that guy's not here. Instead, we have y'all. So I do want to thank you for coming. But I will say this. It's also interesting to me that in the first few days of DOJ existing, we know that they are trying to get rid of the Department of Education, USAID, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. They're laying off FAA workers. They are going after the FDA, the CDC, the HHS, the FBI agents, and they're talking about getting rid of FEMA. And they brought y'all in. And I am going to say that I actually was shocked that there was only one person that seemed like he was an overt Trumper as you laid out your opening remarks, because I anticipated that at least one of y'all would say, yes, what Elon is doing is exactly what we would prescribe. But instead, I will applaud you because you actually were focused. You talked about what the American people are looking for us to do. We've actually consistently on this side of the aisle promoted this idea of making investments into technology so that we can do things such as, say, look at the Department of Defense. The Department of Defense that takes up approximately, 50% of our discretionary income, or our discretionary spending, approximately 50% goes to Department of Defense. Department of Defense has not been able to pass an audit in the last 6 audits, and we're not talking about pennies. I understand that we want everything to be perfect, and if we could get all waste, fraud, and abuse out, that would be fantastic. But let me talk about the big numbers. The big numbers are on that side. When we look at, say, our entire workforce, our federal workforce, as we're trying to somehow fire all of them, they don't even make up a total of 5%. It's even less than that when we look at our budget. But let's talk about defense. That just happens to be the same side of the ledger that Mr. Musk gets the vast majority of his money from. In fact, at the same time that they were unlawfully, and we will stay in court, because on this side, we believe in law and order. We believe in, a number of us are actually lawyers, but nevertheless, we understand the Constitution. We believe in that as well. And so there's things such as, impoundment, right? Because as Mr. Whitson said, he said, we need to return the power of the purse to Congress. It never left. According to the Constitution, that's where it's at. Now, I know that people are confused right now because for whatever reason, we had a guy that went in, and you talk about people invading our data. Listen, people said that they were upset about TikTok, but I'm upset about the guy that runs Twitter, who for sure is doing nefarious things, because I don't understand, if you are trying to conduct audits and figure out where the waste, fraud, and abuse is, I don't know why you would go to some tech guy. In fact, it was only techies that were sitting there at inauguration. We didn't have auditors. I would welcome auditors to come in and do forensic audits. In fact, he sat there in the Oval Office yesterday and he admitted that he was lying, and he was using his propaganda machine to do it when he said that we sent millions of dollars to Gaza for condoms. That was a lie. So let me tell you something.
The gentlelady's time has expired.
It's time for
the
us
gentlelady's
to do
time
our
has
job
expired.
And rein in this rogue actor known
the gentlelady's
as
time has expired.
So it starts out normally enough, and I use the word normally very loosely here. The chairman gives Marjorie Taylor Greene 4 minutes and 21 seconds. Now wait, are you kidding me? Instead of using that time to talk about policy or literally anything that helps working class Americans, what does she do? She immediately turns the floor into a stage for personal attacks. Because of course she does. That's the entire GOP playbook now. Why bother doing the actual work of a lawmaker when you can just throw cheap insults for sound bites? And what drives me absolutely insane, what makes me so genuinely angry here, is the outrageous double standard. Republican leadership just sits back and lets her turn a formal committee into a playground fight over and over again. Unbelievable. But then, oh man, then comes the moment. Representative Jasmine Crockett steps up to the mic and, wow, just chef's kiss. She raises a point of order, right? And she asks the chairman in the most calm, methodical way possible for a parliamentary clarification. She goes, hypothetically, if someone on this committee were to talk about somebody's bleach blonde, bad-built butch body, would that violate committee rules against personal attacks? I mean, come on, is that not the single most brilliant parliamentary clapback you have ever heard in your life? The entire room just went dead silent, and then total chaos broke out. But look at what she actually did there. She didn't break a single rule. She used their exact procedural framework to hold up a massive mirror to their blatant hypocrisy. She basically forced the room to admit, if you're going to let Marjorie Taylor Greene hurl personal insults at Democrats all day, then the rules don't exist for anybody. God, it was so satisfying to watch. All right, back to this madness. After Crockett drops that nuclear truth bomb, the whole hearing just completely grinds to a halt. Members are shouting over each other, firing off motions to strike words from the record, demanding the clerk read back transcripts. It's total procedural gridlock. And the chairman? Poor guy is just sitting there admitting his hearing aids are picking up so much crosstalk he can't even tell who's yelling at who. Finally, the Democrats zero in on an earlier remark where Greene told Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez that AOC lacked the intelligence to speak to her. Marjorie Taylor Greene questioning AOC's intelligence? Seriously? The projection is off the charts. But after all the back and forth, the chairman actually had to rule to strike Greene's words from the official record. And this is where it gets really good. Dan Goldman and the Democratic side immediately point out the actual House rule. When a member gets their words stricken for bad behavior, they lose their right to speak for the rest of the hearing. Period. So what do the Republicans do when faced with their own rules? They completely lose their minds. They start bickering about people's ages, talking about personal retainers, pointing out that non-committee members are sitting in the back drinking beverages. I mean, it was embarrassing. It was a total, complete failure to manage the floor. They literally do not know how to govern. In the end, the chairman had to throw up his hands and call a recess just so staff could figure out how to restore basic order. Look, as funny as it was to watch Jasmine Crockett completely dismantle MTG, at the end of the day, it's just deeply depressing. This is the government we're stuck with right now. When one party cares more about viral outrage, personal insults, and political theater than actually helping people, this is what you get. But seeing leaders like Crockett refuse to back down, stand their ground, and use the system to fight back, honestly, that gives me a little bit of hope. What did you guys think when you watched this unfold? Did Crockett hit the nail on the head or what? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button, and I will see you in the next one.